What up, boys? It's everyone's favorite, the Dean of Rules, and this is your Week 14 recap.
Puffcakes Fantasy Football Recap.
The regular season came down to the wire with plenty still left undecided. We still needed to figure out who was going to get a first-round bye along with the commish and where the rest of the playoff-bound teams were going to end up. Side note, congrats to the commish for winning the Sosa money this year with 1,940 points.
I'm the king of the world!
While we went into the week with anticipation and excitement, I felt a little let down. The same 6 teams that were projected for playoffs at the end of last week made playoffs this week. There was a little shakeup of the rankings, but for the most part, everything remained the same. Just when maybe had an opportunity to play spoiler for 1 and 12's playoff hopes, but Sam was victorious in this matchup, 119 to 104. Congrats to Sam for making the playoffs in his 3rd year in the league, and congrats to Evan for earning his first shame gear. Got more tea than all you had a chance to make the playoffs if you beat the Puffcakes fantasy football team, but Robert was victorious over Kurt, 160 to 105. This left Kurt just shy of the playoffs, and Robert was able to secure himself a playoff spot. In a game that allowed him to secure a first-round bye, Oh Yeah defeated the 2-time champ in a Monday night shootout, 155 to 144. This was the only game that had any excitement all weekend, as it came down to James Conner for Kid versus Matt Stafford, Cooper Kupp, and Sony Michel for Fred. The lead Kid had built was too much for Fred to overcome, and both teams headed to the playoffs, and we will have more on that later. With an opportunity to secure a first-round bye, Daddy Shark shit the bed against Chato and lost to this week's top scorer, 177 to 143. Chato had back-to-back weeks at the top scorer, but it's too little, too late. He'll miss the playoffs.
Your boy has no skills.
Fortunately for Daddy Shark, he tallied enough wins earlier in the season to secure himself a playoff spot. In matchups that had no real implications, Child Please defeated Rob Sextall Forever, 110 to 106, and Don't Touch My Chub defeated You Can't See Me Avenue, 148 to 135. And now, we look ahead to the playoffs, where we turn weenies into cool guys, and I can say that because I've known you guys for a long time, and I can't say different. With first-round buys, Child Please and Oh Yeah get to sit this week out and watch the rest of the field battle to make the semifinal round. Our third-place team, the Puffcakes fantasy football team, squares off against our 6th-ranked team, the 2-time champ. Fred has been on a fucking tear lately, and he has the 2nd highest points overall. But don't count Rob out yet. He secured the 3 seed with the fewest points of any playoff team. The winner of this matchup will play Oh Yeah. And a little side note here, Fred beat Kid in their first matchup of the year. Kid took the W in the second matchup this week, or last week. And if Fred could get past Rob this week, we'll see the best grudge match the league has seen in years. Could get interesting. In our second playoff matchup, our 4 seed, Daddy Shark, faces the 5 seed, 1 and 12. Again, Sam, congrats. I'm honored to be the one to pop your Puffcakes playoff virginity, and I'm confident it will be a pleasant experience for you.
Let's get it on. Oh, baby. Let's get it on.
The winner of this matchup will face Child Please in the semifinal game. In our consolation championship, Got More Tea Than All You and Don't Touch My Chub get first-round buys. Chato battles You Can't See Me Avenue, and Just When Maybe faces off against Rob Sextall Forever. These matchups will leave 2 teams battling for the Diva this year, so keep your eyes on this matchup this week. Thanks for tuning in to the recap, and I'll see you all Sunday for the afternoon games.
Puffcakes Fantasy Football Recap.